I think this is kind of, again, with the old-fashioned thinking. It's like saying email will never work or electricity is stupid. And this is kind of the way society is going. Animal testing, yeah, it's had a long history. It did what it was supposed to, but now we have this new technology that's very accurate and it has less side effects and it can be put into a lot of labs. And so it's time to move on. It's time to stop using animal testing and use the new technology that we have.
But as I said, people want to some vaccines or treatments that went through the animal testing. And what if you have the new disease and it doesn't go through the animal testing, just computer models?
Yeah, I'll pass this on to Jeff.
If it has to be applied to you, can you accept it?
Sorry, could you repeat the last sentence?
Yeah.
But we don't really do that anymore. Mostly now we just use human organs in humans. We also, like I said, with 3D printers, they've been able to successfully make a pancreas, they've been able to make kidneys, and soon they'll be able to make a functional heart. We won't need that at all anymore.
But there are not enough volunteers. In that case, we can avoid the animal testing. And with computer models, we can also use two things together. We don't talk about getting rid of animal testing. We can reduce, but it's still necessary. Because in the long run, some working out or exercising can be helpful for their health or study. But in my case, when I was in high school, I always tired after the physical education class. So I couldn't focus on my class. And after that time, after the physical education class, I've been exhausted and all day long I felt tired. So it means it can be very harmful for our study.
Well, I think that sure, if it happens in the middle of the school day, some students might be tired, like you. But then I don't think that is a problem necessarily of the physical education. It's maybe a problem of the scheduling. So you could always have the physical education towards the end of the day. That way, even if they're tired, if they don't have to go to Hagwon, they can go home and sleep. Most students have time in between school and Hagwon time that you can go home and have a nap and then go off to your Hagwon. So I think that's a scheduling problem. That's not a problem of the physical education class.
But for some Korean students, we can control our schedule.
Yes, but our argument, take PE class, that's where you learn and develop to control your body so that you become a great athlete.
Yeah, in our school, especially in high school, we already have special class, one extra class for PE, athletes, and it can be for the skiers, or what can I say, table tennis people. So we don't need the PE, physical education class. We already have another tool.
Problem in the system. That shouldn't be happening. The students should be required to be exercising during physical education time.
And what if taking the physical education class can make them hurt?
Can injure them?
Yeah, and any other subjects can make them hurt that much.
Emotionally.
You can say emotionally, but physically they can be hurt.
You know what happens if you break a bone?
Yeah, it's possible.
But you know what happens when you break a bone? The bone becomes stronger because it broke. That's why a lot of fighters punch walls. They break their fingers, makes it stronger. You getting hurt makes you stronger, makes your body stronger, teaches you to react to pain and deal with pain.
Yes, that's a good point. But
Yeah.
for 3 years in high school, we have to focus on our study, but we can spend our time in bed, taking care of myself.
But you understand most of the physical activities that high school choose have been chosen specifically because they do not cause a lot of injuries. Like that's why you guys don't play football in high school, because football is a contact, hitting somebody down. You guys don't play like the more violent games. You guys don't play. I mean, soccer you do play, and yes, injuries do occur with soccer, but those are foot injuries. Those are injuries that you can sit at a desk and still write. Those are injuries that you get that you can still study. If you hurt your leg running, your leg, other than walking in the hallway, you can still do everything else studying that you could do.
But it still has more odds of hurting them. In my opinion, if students wear the school uniform, maybe university or faculty or even teachers can control them very easily.
How do you mean control them? Like, can you give me an example?
Yeah, when they are in trouble and they wear the school uniform and outside the school, maybe parents or many others can notice the students belong to some school and they can protect or help them.
Yeah.
They can call that student.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. So you think that it's like for protection or safety even?
Yeah, right.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think that's a good reason, but I think that when students go outside of school, a lot of them take off their uniform anyway. So sometimes you can't even know what school they belong to. Also, I think that if people see children like fighting or injured or in some kind of problem, then people should help no matter what, if they're wearing a uniform or not, right?
Yeah. Certainly, I agree with you. But in Korea, especially in Korea, students have the school uniform
To wear.
Students have to wear school uniform for a very long time, day after day. So maybe we can't get rid of every crimes, but we can control and cut the odds of juvenile delinquency.
Sure. Oh, good word. All right. So, did you wear a uniform at high school?
Yeah, I did it.
What did it look like? Was it ugly or was it cute?
It was close to the adult suit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Was it black and white?
Gray and black.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of Chinese suit.
Oh, Chinese style.
Yeah, Chinese style.
Ah, why did it have that style? Do you know why? Was your high school like an international school or Chinese school?
No. I didn't know the intention.
Okay, you just wore it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't ask questions.
It
Just
was
wear your
pretty
uniform.
cool.
Okay, good. Yeah. My uniform was not bad either, actually. But some uniforms are really ugly. So imagine if you were unlucky and you went to a high school where you had to wear a really ugly uniform and where you could not alter, you couldn't change your uniform, and it was really uncomfortable for you. Then do you think that you would have the same opinion?
It can be a little bit. It can be a kind of problem. In my country, my hometown, there are some ugly school uniforms, and schools have to students have to focus on the study, not the fashion or design of the school's uniform, and it can be uncomfortable, but maybe it can make, in my experience, it could make me sit up straight.
I guess it has to do with. I mean, I personally I don't care, but I'm more pro side. But if I'm using this, the argument would be, in a society, you want there to be social mobility, so you can move from poor to middle to rich, and back to. But the idea is if the low-paying job is very low-paying, nobody will stay there, and it will inspire them to educate their way out of it and contribute more to society. The argument goes people on the minimum wage jobs are not really contributing. They're kind of just they're doing work.
Just doing work and then don't do extra contribution.
Yeah. Which, I mean, that's debatable, but we would debate that. Like, I wouldn't necessarily agree with that, but that would be part of the argument.
Can affect poor people directly compared to other class. Because they can make more money, but middle class or high class, maybe they can be applied for.
Oh yeah.
It's not gonna affect them in a bad way.
Okay.
More money can be motivation, and it's not gonna be the bad effect.
Okay, and it works. Oh, here's an interesting compromise. What if minimum wage stayed the same, but more benefits, like health insurance coverage?
Instead of minimum wage?
Yeah, minimum wage stays the same, but you get more health coverage and maybe some other things that like a regular 9-to-5 worker would get.
If all people who can be applied to minimum wage can be also applied to the healthcare, you said, it's gonna be very helpful for them. But if it's not, it can be not fair.